For Blanca, I relate to her maternal instincts. I felt like she was a pretty humble character, and I didn't want to play the character that everybody sees as oh, the pretty girl and stuff. Because I think a lot of my life I've never felt like that girl. For Angel, I relate with her desire to be loved for who she is as a person. I also relate to her desirability issues with settling for Stan, even though she deserves more, she deserves better. But I think one of the first times in her life where somebody actually surprised her by not being directly interested in sexualizing her, having sex with her. And I think that's something that I've gone through in a lot of my life. You know, I've settled for things that I was offered, you know what I mean, romantically or as far as love. And I learned a lot about desirability and knowing your worth and being patient, you know what I mean, and stuff like that.
Well, for me, I feel like I relate most with Angel. It's her innocence. You know, I feel like she is someone who is learning so much and figuring out herself, also figuring out herself within a relationship. And I've always done that when I was younger and when I was, you know, trying to figure out if love was real or if it was fake or if it was something that I could sit in or if it was something that I had to run away from. And I relate to Blanca most. I will piggyback off of you and say, the nurturing side. I've always been someone who is nurturing and who cares and will take my shirt off my back. And also her warmth and her caring for her children.
Like Blanca, she's mad selfless and she's teaching Angel how to be more generous and other children of the house how to be more caring.
And she sees how they move through the world on their own as individuals, which makes me happy because I do that too in the world. I'm like, how do you move through the world and how do you make decisions on your own? I have to figure that out myself, and in order for me to do that, I have to dig deep down inside and then bring it out and give it to someone else and see how they do it. And I think that's what Blanca does.
Indya, the opening of episode 6, that conversation between Patty and
yes.
Angel is so powerful.
Did he ever tell you he loved you?
Yes. Do you think he could love me and love you at the same time?
You could tell that Janet Mock, you know,
Yeah.
wrote and directed the hell out of that episode. It's so amazing. How do you work with Janet to approach sort of Angel's response in that moment?
I played it a little, what would come off as comedic or humorous. People would find it funny, the way she's kind of being so innocent there, even though this is a situation that's so huge and serious for the woman across from her. You know, you're sleeping with my husband. She's really not understanding the gravity of the situation. But a lot of where she gets down to when it comes to boundaries was something that I relate with. It's this woman's kind of obsession and fixation kind of levels down to, who is this woman that my husband is attracted to? Why are you around all these drag queens? But you know, those cis presumptions that she was projecting on Angel, I think helped her on the other side to learn a lot more of being a woman is so much more than the centering of genitalia and reproductive parts. And Janet definitely helped me to navigate what that looked like for Angel. And I also appreciate how she gave me the space to translate Angel through my own experiences as a trans woman, because trans women directing other trans women, there's less behavior to have to police or to teach the actor to tap into.
Having Janet as someone who, not only is she my sister, but being someone who knows exactly where she wants the scene or story or line to go, it felt good. It was almost like she was my pillow to fall on when I couldn't get back up, especially when there were scenes where I was emotionally invested, and sometimes MJ would come out, she would bring me back in and she would help me and say, yeah, you can bring that, but make sure you just fine tune it this way, or make sure you turn it this way, or come here, let me hug you real quick and let you get out of your space and let you go back. It was good. And also she knows our story because she understands the experience. You know?
It really speaks to representation on another level, and how
Thank you, Ryan.
Yes, thank you, Ryan. Yo, shout out to Ryan Murphy for making sure that happened, and for being so intentional about representation. Not just for the authenticity, but also ethically. And it's amazing to see how that reflects through the work.
I'm curious for you, what was the first time that you felt represented on TV or in film, when the first time you felt like you saw yourself reflected on screen?
Oh, there were a few moments. Isis King with America's Next Top Model. I never really imagined gender variant people, a trans woman, could ever be represented on TV, because we're always seen as something that people need to have distance from. So like, it's like amazing, kind of like, for me, it was just like, oh, what?
When is the New Black came out, I had known Laverne before Orange is the New Black, but I had seen her stride and I had seen her wave building and building and building and building. And as I saw the wave build, I aspired every single time I saw her wave build. And when she first came out on the cover of Time magazine, that solidified everything for me. That solidified everything for me. I could look at her and be like, oh my God, I'm inspired by her. And not only am I inspired by her, but she's my sister. And I knew how hard she worked, and I knew the path that she made for a lot of women like me. Also being an African-American woman of the trans experience, I looked at that and I was like, I can fight. I can do it.
Wow.
And I landed my first vote as a woman of that experience. And I was like, okay, if Laverne can do it, if my other sisters can do it, then I can do it too.